the drawbacks of string buffer, and also we will have a revision of the OOPS concept. Okay, we'll have two things. We'll have drawbacks of string, and we'll learn about string buffer, and we shall also have a revision of the OOPS. Okay, so yes, guys, we shall start today's class. Okay, I hope everybody is present here. And don't forget, tomorrow is your assessment, part 2 assessment. Okay, so yes. Okay, so let us get into your string buffer. Okay, so guys, in spite of having all these things, okay, string buffer lacks in something. Okay, let us see what does it lacks in. Okay, so here, okay, 1 second, we shall take a new one. Okay, so see guys, string buffer. Okay, string buffer. Here it is an advantage. String buffer is an advantage for us because it will not take extra memory. It will not take extra memory. Though it is not taking extra memory, though there is no concept of SCP in the string buffer, still there is some disadvantage. There are some disadvantages in the string buffer. Okay, there are some disadvantages in the string buffer. So what are those disadvantages? Now let us see. Okay, so those disadvantages are, first thing is, okay, the first thing is, see, string buffer is not multi-threaded. Okay, it's not a multi-threaded. It is a single threaded. String buffer is not multi-threaded, it's a single threaded. That means suppose you have an object, if it is of string buffer type. Now multiple threads, see, thread means, always remember, okay, we have not learned multi-threading, but thread means one task. One thread means one task. Okay, now this thread is trying to access string buffer object. This thread is trying to access the string buffer object. Now here, this string buffer objects allows only one thread at a time. It will allow only one thread at a time to access its objects. That is a disadvantage here. That's the disadvantages. See how it has to be is, expected result from string buffer is, string buffer should allow multiple threads at the same time. String buffer should allow multiple threads to execute on the string buffer object. But what string buffer object is doing? String buffer object is not letting multiple threads to access its string buffer object. It is allowing only one thread at a time. Okay, after this thread acts upon this object, then it goes up, then it will take one more string buffer, one more thread. Okay, so here string buffer is not multi-threaded. Okay, that means multiple threads can't execute this string buffer object because all the methods in the string buffer are synchronized. String buffer methods are not, they are synchronized. Okay, they are synchronized. String buffer objects, string buffer methods, inbuilt methods, which yesterday we have seen, no, they're all synchronized. Synchronized means they are thread safe. They are thread safe. Thread safe means those string buffer objects are and methods are accessible only one thread at a time. Okay, so string buffer methods or string buffer object, they can be accessed at a time with only one thread. Only one thread can access string buffer object at a time. Okay, that is what we call it as synchronized. We call it as synchronized. We call it as a thread safe. See, since multiple threads are not able to access string buffer object at a time, only one thread is able to access string buffer object at a time. Okay, and now here, because of this, there is a safety which arises, okay, in terms of thread. And here you can achieve this thread safe with a keyword that is synchronized. With the help of a keyword synchronized, we can achieve it. We'll see that clearly in the chapter multi-threading. In the part 3, we will see that. Okay, now here See, because of this delay, where string buffer object will be there, string buffer object will be there. At a time, only one thread is allowed. At a time, only one thread is allowed. Yes, since only one thread is allowed here. Okay, since only one thread is allowed here, it will take some time for one more thread to be accessed. It will take some time for one more thread to access this string buffer. See, guys, it's like, suppose assume you are booking one seat in a theater. Okay, you want to watch one movie. You are booking some few seats in the theater. Now, assume there are few seats. Okay. Okay. Assume there are few seats. Now, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Here. Now, between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Assume there is one movie going on. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. assume there is one movie going on. So, if you are booking a seat, suppose if you are booking this seat, okay. Now, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. only you can access this seat. Assume you are a thread. Okay. Assume you are a thread. Okay. You are a thread. You can access this seat only between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Before that also you can't access. After that also you can't access, because you have booked this seat only for 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Who is taking care of all this thing? Who is taking care of all this thing? This is taken care of threads. Okay, this is taken care of threads, and only you are able to access this seat from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. is taken care of synchronized keyword. Is taken care by synchronized keyword. Okay, so here string buffer, if you are using string buffer, you will be able to get a specific seat for some time. But if you are using something else, like string builder and all, you will not be able to do it. See, string builder, the concept of string buffer and string builder are same. What all features you have string buffer? No, in string builder also it is same only. But what is the difference is, the only difference between string buffer and string builder, I mean there are so many difference, and one difference is here it is not thread safe. Okay, it is not thread safe means, if you have built this seat object, I mean in a software, if you have built using string builder, multiple people were able to access the same seat at the same time. Multiple people will be able to access same seat at the same time. See, if multiple people are able to access the same seat at the same time, then that is a problem, because there is a loss for the people and it's a gain for the company. Okay, how it is a loss? Because if you assume there are few friends, now all friends by mistake they have booked the same seat. Now they'll come, they'll see, okay, there is one seat here and all of us has booked the same seat. Now what happens? There are quarrel arises, right? So that is why whatever it is, we should not allow one more thread to access a object, string buffer object. It will not allow. String buffer actually won't allow multiple threads to act upon it. It will not allow multiple threads to act upon it. It will allow only one thread at a time to act upon it. So this is how you can achieve a thread synchronization. Thread synchronization. You will learn this concept in depth when you go to multi-threading. Okay, but as of now, let us see the differences between your string buffer and a string builder. Okay, so you have to know one more thing that, okay, let us know one more thing before getting into the difference. You have to know one more thing that here you have to know equal to also behaves the same, and equals of object to also, I've already told you this, right? This also should behave the same here, because we have not overridden equals method. We have not overridden equals, we have not overridden hash code, because this is string buffer. In string builder, all three first two string, equals, hash code, all three are overridden in a string. But in a string buffer, only two string is overridden. Other than that, none of them is overridden. Okay, so that is why equal to and equals method both behaves the same. Equal to and equals method both behaves the same. Okay, next. So here we have seen a disadvantage of a thread. String buffer. So what is the disadvantage? Multiple threads, and many threads are multiple threads. Multiple threads can't access string buffer object at the same time. At the same time, multiple threads can't access string buffer object at the same time. That is a disadvantages. So to overcome these disadvantages, we will go get together, go towards the string builder object. So why we have to go for string builder? Okay, why we have to go for string builder? The reason for going behind string builder is, see, all the features of string buffer and string builder are same. Okay, the features of string buffer and string builder are the same, but what difference is, string buffer is thread safe, string builder is not thread safe. String buffer is thread safe, string builder is not thread safe. Okay, so this is the main difference. This is the main difference here. Now since the string buffer object is not able to access multiple threads at a time, so it is not allowing multiple threads to access its objects at a time, but string builder is allowing. So using string builder is an advantage for the software, but it's a disadvantages for the people, for the public. Okay, not always. In few times while we're doing payments and while booking a seat, see, if you're booking one seat for other person, it should not be able to access, you should not be able to access that seat. One person has booked this seat, if you are seeing the seat, you should not be able to book this, you should be able to book other seats. So that is how we achieve the synchronization in the threads. So if you are building an object with a string buffer, only one thread at a time you'll be able to access the string buffer object. But if you're building an object through string builder, okay, multiple thread, enormous amount of threads will be able to access a string builder object at the same time. At the same time. Okay. So now you have to know that string buffer, okay, string buffer and string builder characteristics are same. String buffer, okay, and string builder characteristics or features. String buffer and string builder characteristics are same, but they are same, but why is the name difference? Why they are not, why they don't have same name, why they have different name? Because they have some difference. Now let us see what all the difference this string buffer and a string builder has. Okay, so listen carefully, this is important. String buffer and a string builder. String buffer and a string builder. Okay, the first difference between a string buffer and a string builder is, okay, so all the methods present in string buffer, all the methods present in string buffer are synchronized. Okay, they are all synchronized. All the methods, okay, all the methods present in string builder are non-synchronized. Or non-synchronized. All the methods present in string builder are non-synchronized. Okay, the second difference is, at a time, okay, only one thread is allowed to access string buffer object. Okay, at a time only one thread is allowed to access a string buffer object. Okay, because of this feature, this string buffer is a thread safe. It is a thread safe. Okay, now string builder, at a time multiple threads, at a time multiple threads is allowed to access string builder object. At a time multiple threads are allowed to use a string builder object. So that is why this string builder is not thread safe, is not thread safe. Okay, next, third difference. See guys, since here there is a waiting period, Here, at a time, when I told at a time only one thread is allowed to access a string buffer object, here string buffer allows one thread at a time. But suppose one more thread is trying to access, you can't do it. Okay, you can't do it. So after the whatever the thread was there, after it does its work, excuse me, after this thread, okay, what thread was acting upon this string buffer? No, that thread after accessing string buffer, it will release the lock. Then after that only, one more thread will access the string buffer. But one drawback here is when a thread is acting upon the string buffer, one more thread which is trying to access this requires to wait. It needs to wait. Okay, it needs to wait. That is why here waiting period is there. Threads are required to wait. Threads are required to wait to operate string buffer object. Threads are required to wait to operate string buffer object. So since the threads are required to wait in order to operate this or access the string buffer object, since there is a waiting, relatively performance will be low. Okay, relatively performance will be low because in this era everything should be with the speed. This is a speedy era. So if it is uh, delaying, then obviously performance relatively compared to string builder is low only. Okay, and here so here since there is no waiting because no threads can wait to access string builder object. That is because string builder can accept or any number of threads can access string builder object at the same time. At the same time, at the same time, n number of n number of threads can access the string builder object. Can access the string builder object. That is why it doesn't require to wait. No need to wait. Okay, no need to wait. Since there is no need to wait, since there is no need to wait here, since there is no need to wait here, since here waiting is there and here no wait is there, relatively performance is higher. Relatively, relatively performance is high compared to string buffer. Here waiting is there, that is why for the string buffer object, relatively performance is low. There is no waiting here, any number of threads will be accessed for the string buffer object, string builder object. So the relatively performance is high compared to the string buffer. Okay. So the fourth difference is since there is a waiting stage, since there is a waiting period and threads required to wait fully, it is secured and threads required to wait. Because of this string buffer is less efficient than less efficient than string builder. Less efficient because see within a less time this string buffer can access at least one or two threads, that's it. But this string builder can access multiple threads at a time, okay. So here excuse me, so here it is less efficient than string builder because we need to wait and only few threads will be accessed. But here no waiting is there and because of that multiple threads are able to access the object. So that is why here it is very efficient. Okay, efficiency is high compared to string buffer. Efficiency is high compared to string buffer because multiple threads can be accessed at a time. Okay, multiple threads can be accessed by the string builder at a time. Okay, next. So we need to know in which version it was introduced, in which Java version it was introduced. This string buffer was introduced in the Java 1.0 version, 1.0 version. Okay, and here this string builder was introduced in the version Java 1.5 version. In the 1.5 version, it was introduced. Okay. So this is about your string buffer and string builder. Okay. So string builder, why we have to go for? Main reason is string buffer is not multi-threaded. String buffer is not multi-threaded, but string builder is multi-threaded. Multi-threaded. So that is the only reason we'll go for the string builder. Other than that, we prefer string buffer because it is safe. Is the difference in notes? Yes, whatever I teach, it is there in notes. You don't have to worry. Okay. So why we go for string buffer? Because we don't have string constant pool and we save memory. But why we have to go for string builder? The only reason is string buffer is not it's not multi-threaded. That means string buffer is safe. String buffer is safe. String builder is not safe. Though it is not safe. Though it is not safe. Now, why do we have to access the string builder? See, guys, very simple. Suppose you take one website. Okay, take one website, one public website. There, there you need to allow multiple people. Okay, multiple people means multiple threads to access that object. You need to allow multiple threads or multiple objects to, multiple threads or multiple people to access that object. See, they will access. Okay, they will access, then only they will pay. Suppose you're seeing one good shirt, suppose in Amazon or whatever, wherever. Here you're seeing one good shirt. Okay, suppose. Okay, in Amazon shopping or Flipkart or Mintra, whatever, you're seeing one good shirt. It's very very branded shirt and you want to buy it. So you will click on it for sure. Everybody will click on it for sure. They will not buy. Okay, most of them will not buy, but they have to click. They should be able to access this shirt. Buying is the next thing, but they need to access this shirt. So in that kind of websites, we use a string builder. String builder. And string builder also is used in a fake websites. So there are some fake websites. Okay, I think you guys, a few of them have, maybe you might have experienced, where early when the payment option, online payment option was there, people used to buy things online and they used to not get it delivered to the home. Why? Because the websites were fake. Okay, they were fake. They will allow all the users. Okay, whatever the people will try to access it and try to buy it, they will take all the payments, but you can't get the object. Whatever the thing you are buying, no, you can't get it. So in fake websites, fake purchases also, string builder is used. Okay, now which is safe? See, it's okay. There is some time taken. Okay, there is some time taken, very very little minute time taken, but still we prefer only string buffer. We prefer only string buffer because it is thread safe. Because it is thread safe. Okay, so this is the difference between your string buffer and string builder. That's it. That's all is enough. Nobody will ask you what is uh this multi-threading. Obviously I will teach you, but in this concept they'll not ask you in depth about that. Okay, in multi-threading concept we'll understand what is thread. Okay, why we have to go for a thread, why that waiting is needed. Okay, so everything you will learn in a multi-threading concept. How is thread safe? Explain again. Okay, so how thread safe? Okay, good question. Isn't here everyone? Okay, I will take the same example. Okay, so as I told you earlier, when you're trying to book a ticket, yes, now Sanket will answer me. Okay, assume there is already one seat which is booked. Booked seat is appearing in gray color. Okay, am I correct, Sanket? Booked seats. Okay, if you're trying to book online, book seats are appearing in gray color. Yes. Now, can you, as a you are a person, okay, but when you're online, in online, if you're accessing, you're also one thread. You're also one thread. Now, can you access this seat object? Can you access this seat object? No. Why? Suppose there is a movie from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. There is some 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. movie. You are trying to book a ticket for it, but that seat is locked within that time. Why? Why it is locked? Why it is locked? Is any reason why it is locked? Do you know why? Yes, Sanket, do you know why it is locked? Yes, someone have booked it. Yes, already one person has booked it. When already one person has booked it, we can't book that seat. Right? That is a thing. That is the thing that when someone has already booked it, okay, what we'll do? We'll book it same thing and we'll go sit beside. No, right? We will book one more seat. So here already one person is booked the seat means for that object there will be one lock. When it is appearing in gray color, no, that means one thread already accessed this object. Suppose this is a string buffer seat. One thread has already accessed. That means one person has already booked. That time the seat will be locked. Okay, seat will be locked. After that, if you are booking this seat, for others it will be shown as a booked. If you're accessing, at least if you're clicking on it, for others it will be shown as booked, because it will give some time, minimum some 2 to 3 minutes it will give you minimum to book a seat. If you're not booking, it will not, it will just leave the object, and again the seat will be visible as not booked. So here already booked seat will appear as a gray color because they are locked between the time 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. They are locked. So by applying lock, we will achieve the thread safety. I mean, the string buffer object is very safe. Money wise also safe, and everything wise also it's safe. So one person is able to access one object at a time within this time. Okay, within the allotted time here in the application. So this is why we call it as a thread safe. Only one person is able to access one seat at a time between this time limit. Yes, Sanket, got it? Yes, you understood? String builder because of accessibility safe. You can access it, but you can't see. Accessing it, booking it is different. Accessing, you will not be able to access only. See, you are not able to access only that seat, no, which is already booked, which appear in gray. Can you click on it? Can you see who has booked it? That is not possible, right? It is not. It will not even allow to click. That is what we tell it as a locked. This happens in a string buffer. Okay, string buffer. So I given you one more example, right? I given one more example, that is online shopping. I told you, right, where you get one good shirt, one whatever the dress or good dress is there. Okay, suppose one good dress is there. Okay, now that dress you want to buy. Okay, bad drawing is bad. Okay, assume this is a good dress. Okay, now you want to buy this dress. Yes, Preeti, you want to buy this dress. Now if this dress object has been built by string buffer, only one person will be able to access it. But if it is built through the string builder, okay, the string builder, if it is built through string builder, multiple people can check it, can access it, can access it. If it is locked, obviously you can't access. But if it is not locked, you can access. Paymenting is the next thing. Okay, paymenting is next, but you can still access it. Okay, yes, Amazon, Flipkart, all the things you can still access it. Assume there is only one piece left of this brand. Okay, and you want to buy it. The person who does the payment, no, that time the dress will be shown as a sold. It will be shown as a sold that time. After then the string, I mean that object will be not able to access for others, but initially people will be able to access it. Okay, I hope you got it. Got it? See, this is how in real life we will use it. All those things. Okay. So this is the portions. This is the end of part 2. Okay. Next, we shall study about part 3 concept. We should start with the means initially we use string builder and after payment we use string buffer. Not necessarily. Okay, string builder we use. We will do payment, but okay, okay, let me give you one more example. See, string buffer is when you accessing only after accessing the object will be locked. Okay, object will be locked after you buy. Even in dress also it is the same. Okay, so that is what I told. No, fake websites will be there. Suppose, yeah, I will do the revision. Oh, don't worry. So same thing, same thing. If the dress is very nice, if multiple people are able to access and buy it, okay, buy it, but still it is not shown as a sold. Are you guys getting it? Okay, leave that example. Assume that is for string buffer. String buffer only it is. Now, string buffer means after you access it here, now you will be not like, it's like you can see it, you can buy it, then the object will be locked. It will not be able to visible for others. It will not be able to accessible for others. But you are trying to access this dress, and you have done payment. You have done payment, but still it is showing not sold, available. It is showing not sold and available, and you have booked it. You have done all payment. You are not getting it delivered to your house. It is not getting it delivered to your house because multiple people have booked the same thing. There was only one piece, and multiple people have booked the same thing. And after booking also, it is showing as a not sold. It is just showing, so okay, it's some dollars 500 something, it is showing some price, it is showing, because this is built based on the string builder, where multiple people can access, and still you can do all the payment. You can still do, okay, in that cases they use a string builder. It is not safe, guys, it is not safe. But yes, Sanket, don't use Hindi words here. It is not allowed to use here, so don't use Hindi words, because I don't understand that much fully. So they will get like the people who have built, they'll get cheated obviously. So yeah, those type of words we should not use here. So yeah, okay. Okay, guys, now I hope everybody got it. Now let us go for the part 2 revision, that too the OOPS concept. In one day, it is not possible to revise everything, but I will revise OOPS concept for you guys. Okay, so tomorrow evening, from today, tomorrow evening till one day time you have, try to go through everything. Try to go through everything and make sure you study everything and come. Okay, and designability also, whatever designs we have done, no, have a look on it. Yes, the soups means that is also included. I will do it. Okay. Okay. So okay. Revision. If I do, you listen. That is same thing. But I will ask you a few questions. If anybody knows how many MCQs question are there, around 60 maybe. 60. If I want to add, I can add some more. Okay. I will see and I will send you. Minimum 60 will be there. Okay. So 60 questions minimum will be there. 2 hours time will be given. You guys have to attend it. So currently 19 people are here. I want all these 19 to be present in tomorrow's MCQ test and the designability test. See, trying is the best thing. As I told you, trying. See, none of the successful people have achieved everything in the first attempt. Every time you have to execute, try. So whatever the design I will send tomorrow, it's very easy. I know I have taught you the most difficult design from that. It's very easy. So what you guys do it, have courage in yourself. I mean, believe in yourself. Attend the test. MCQ you have to attend. Designability attend. Whatever you want you can do. You can write in book, and you can take a snap and send me. That is also is there, or else you can execute on the system. Then send me the code in the form of text document. You can send me, or in the image format you can send me. Whatever it is, you have to send me. Okay, and you can combine the all the files, and you can make a zip file and send me, or you can combine everything, convert into a PDF, and you can send me. Okay, so this is about your tomorrow's test, and the same will be remaining for your part 3 assessment. Eclipse only, you can use Eclipse. It's okay, man. That is the same thing. Yeah. Eclipse only you can go for. Yes. So, guys, this is your life, right? You guys have to achieve something. You are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose, right? So you have to fulfill that. You have paid money to attend this class. Simply you are not attending. Okay? Yeah, you are not allowed here just like that. You have paid money. You have earned with your sweat. You have earned it and you have paid it. Okay? So you have to attend the test. Even I have spent my life, some part of my life teaching you. So at least, if not for yourself, at least for me, you attend the test. Okay. I know you'll not attend the test for yourself. At least for me, you attend tomorrow. Okay. So yeah. So tomorrow 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. continuously you will have test. Okay. So Google Forms, what you guys do is close all the tabs. Okay. Close all the tabs first. If you try to use, if I come to know, then you will be marked as an absent or malpractice. So don't do that. I'll come to know if you're trying to use. So be a good person. Be a good person. Good by heart. Disability, I will tell you. So try to take a pen paper. Don't go for books, online things. No. So try to take a pen and a paper. Execute the code by yourself. Trace it. Okay. And select the correct answer and go for a MCQ test. Finish it off within 2 hours. It will not take 2 hours. If you're really good, whatever I have told you, if you have studied that in the notes and programs, everything, easily in no time you can complete that. So after that, you'll have a design ability test. It will take minimum 1 hour. Half an hour is enough if I teach you, but for you extra half an hour I'm giving. So totally 1 hour I'm giving you for the assessment, for the design ability test. See, design ability test means it's not a just big thing. It's just one small design will be there. I might include has a he's a. I might include encapsulation. Okay, and I might include overriding to string equals and hash code. The same thing. Whatever designs I've done, just go through the designs. You'll come to know what to do. Okay, I think we have already done enough designs, enough UML designs we have done. So try to go through all of them. Not try. You have to go. You have to access it. If you have practiced really well, then you will know what to do. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. So tomorrow design ability test will be like this. MCQ, you already know, you have attended one time. Make sure no tabs are open. If tabs are open, two disadvantages. I will come to know you have used other tabs. Obviously, if you go for other tabs or any notification, then malpractice will be there and you'll not be given a mock rating. Second thing is your network will be slow. Suppose you are having a like little network. If you are having other tabs opened, then all the network for some part of network will go to access the tabs. It will not allow you to completely use the Google Forms. For accessing Google Forms, you need more network. Okay, because so much content is there in that. So try to be honest, not try, be honest. Okay, neatly attend the test. Okay, attend the test. Again, I will not tell. So be honest, be courageous, be honest. Okay. Can we write the what is this? Write the codes on paper and convert it to PDF. Yeah, you can send. See, the thing is content. I want content. I want what knowledge you have understood. I just want knowledge. It can be in any form. It can be in any form. You can write and you can send also. But you should know what you're doing. If test not submit with the time, then rest all answers submit automatically or not. One more thing. One more thing. I think I've sent you in the told you in the last thing. See, after attending, so one page you have attended few questions. Assume in one page you have attended these questions. In the next page, after going to next page, you will attend. But what you will feel is you will feel like, okay, this question I know, but I made it wrong. You will come back and you will edit that. While you're editing, by mistake, one or two questions also might get edited. So before going to submit button, go back to first page. From the first page, check from top to bottom if you have done correctly or not. You know if you have done whatever answers you have selected, you know that. So what you do before submitting, one time only you can submit. After that you can't do it. So what you do before submitting, come to the very first page. Check from top to bottom. Within 2-3 minutes you can complete it. So first do everything neatly. Before submitting, go through it once. Like this only people lose marks. Your seniors lost their marks, most of their marks like this. So what you have to do is after selecting, after attending everything, last 5 minutes, 10 minutes is there. Just go through all of the questions. Or before submit, before going to next one. Okay, before going to next one, at least go through all the questions. Whether you have selected whatever was a right question for you. I mean right answer for you. Whether you have selected it or not, go through it. So like this also people lose mark, and they have selected a correct option, but by default it would have got selected by something else. So that also will happen. So have a, I mean, be a little cautious about that. And then after that, okay, so this is about our MCQs. 2 hours completely utilize. Don't be in a hurry. I have seen you guys like not even 1 hour completed, one person has already submitted and got less marks. What is this? Spend some time with the Google Forms. Spend some time with the questions. Decode it. Try. Or else you'll not get it. 100%. Whatever it is, whether it's a Java or a rocket science, without trying, you will not get it. You have to understand, you have to learn, then you have to try it. Then you will get it. One first attempt only you might not get. That is why 3 MCQ tests are being given. Okay, first time you don't know how to attend, so part 1 is given. Second time you know how to attend, you might have not studied, but you will see how to still attend in a part 2. Part 3 complete thing will be there. Everything will be included in a part 3. So attend the part 2. Part 3, everything you have to attend. Part 2 also you have to attend everything. Okay, you are not neglecting part 2. Part 2 is also there. See, I will calculate part 1 mark, part 2 mark, and part 3 mark, then averaging it, I will give you one mark rating. Based on this mark rating, you will get the requirements, then you will easily get placed. And one more thing, I hope you guys are studying SQL parallelly. See, core Java is mandatory for both development and for the testing. So for testing, you guys have to take care because I don't know that much about testing. So in development part, you guys have to learn core Java. Along with that, SQL also you have to learn. Yes, in part 3, see, if you want to go understand part 3, you have to know part 1 and part 2, right? For part 3 test, for total test, for part 3, see, part 3 I'll not give. Part 3 means it's a combination of part 1, part 2, and a part 3. If you know part 1, you will know part 2. If you know part 1, part 2, you will know part 3. So it's a combination of all. See guys, I was telling you, see core Java, after completing core Java, I think meanwhile you're attending SQL also. Are you guys attending SQL also? Meanwhile, development people. Are you attending SQL, MySQL, along with core Java? SQL done, ah? Okay, if SQL is done, that's good. If you have not joined, not for testing, only for development, I'm asking you. Only for development, you need to be done with SQL because after core Java, your advanced Java will start. Advanced Java will start in no time after the core Java. Okay. So meanwhile, after completion, like after this test, maybe 1.5 week after that, everything will be done. So minimum 1.5 week might be there. That's it. You'll be done with your all the concepts. So yeah, study well, guys. Do study well. Please study well for yourself, not for myself. Okay, do study for yourself. See, nobody will motivate you. You have to get motivated by yourself, and nobody will come for your rescue. Only you. You can only help yourself. Okay. Yes, Ashwini. Ashwini, you have given audio request. Yes. What happened? Any query you have? I'm in doubt time. Will you contact? In doubt time, will you contact? What? Doubt time, will you contact? I should contact you when you're having doubt. It means that in doubt time, will you contact? Yeah, obviously. In Q Talk, if you are there, if you're pinging me, obviously I'll respond to that because I am I am your uh trainer no for this core Java. Obviously, I'll respond to you. Next Sunday will be a final walk. Yes. Next Sunday, no, not this Sunday. Next Sunday or Monday, maybe your final mock. Next Sunday or Monday, maybe your final mock. Okay. So yeah, 1.5 week it might take 1 week or 1.5 week. So within 1.5 week, your course will be completed. Okay, then you'll not hear my voice. You will hear some other trainer's voice. So make sure within this time you study core Java well. 100% I can tell you. After going for advanced Java, you will forget core Java. See, it happens for both testing and for development. For testing also, for development also, you will surely forget most of the concepts of core Java. You will not remember it. That is why my suggestion is every day go through the core Java once. Every day once go through the concept. See, if you are having 10 years or experience in development, whatever framework you know, whatever you have you have been working on a bigger project, you have 10 years of experience, you are changing a company, first question starts with your core Java concept only. Core Java is that important. How many years experience you have, they will still start the question with a core Java concept only. So core Java is that important, so make sure you study well. Okay, so this is it. And if you have any queries, you can let me know, or else we can start with the revision. Any queries? Yes, Samiksha. Sure. Yeah. Yes. Any queries? Any other queries? In case if you have, you can let me know, because we'll go with the revision now. Later, we'll not be able to go back to the queries. Okay, I think no queries are there. Okay. So, so we shall go with the revision. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, revision, let us make it little fun. Okay. So, you guys answer the question. Okay. If it is wrong, also don't worry. I am here. I am not dinosaur. I will not eat you guys. It's okay if you're telling wrong. I mean, it's not good. But here I am here to correct. So, answer the questions. I will not point out you. You can unmute yourself and you can tell. Okay. You can unmute and tell. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, let us start with what is object. Anyone, can you tell me what is an object? What is an object, guys? You can unmute. Don't text here. See, this is a bad thing, very bad thing. Don't text here and waste the time. Yes. Yes, Pooja. Pooja. Okay, I think some yes, Pooja. Yes, Ankit.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, Pooja, you're audible.
Any substance which has existed in the real world is known as object.
Okay. Then see, what is an object? Okay, but when an interviewer asks you, I mean, it applies for all. When an interviewer asks you what is an object, you have to tell the definition. You have to also tell that object has attributes as well as the behavior. Okay, so you can add that also.
Okay.
Okay, so an object will have attributes as well as a behavior. Yes, Sanket, you want to answer the same question?
Yes, ma'am. My answer was the same also.
Okay, same.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so object is a real world entity which has attributes and behavior. Okay, you have to tell in this way. You have to fully tell. Your interviewer should be so mesmerized that okay, this person knows everything. Okay, and you already know everything because I have taught you. But the thing is, you won't remember the concept. You will forget. I know you will forget. So you have to learn in such a way that you have to remember everything. Object, anything which has an existence in real life is an object. Object has both attributes and behavior. Attributes are in the form of your non-static variables. Okay, and behavior is in the form of non-static methods. Okay, that's it. Okay. Okay, guys, can you tell me the principles of OOPS? You don't have to define everything. Just can you tell me the name the principle of OOPS? Principles of OOPS. Anyone?
Hello.
Yes,
Am I
Pooja and
audible?
Hello.
Samiksha.
Um, Ma'am, there are four principles of O: encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Then last one is abstraction.
Yes, very good. That's correct. Yes. Yes, correct, correct. Okay, that is correct. Okay. So there are four principles of OOPS: encapsulation, polymorphism, okay, and yes, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. Okay. So yes, Samiksha, can you tell me what do you mean by encapsulation?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Preeti.
Yeah, wrapping up of data binding means that is, if you want to be in a private, we have to use the encapsulation.
That
By
means you
using the,
want to.
ma'am?
I'm getting a background voice more from your side, Preeti.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. You can
Now,
continue.
yeah, wrapping up of the data and method into a class is called encapsulation. By using the private method, we are using the encapsulation, getter and setter method.
That's it. Okay. See, you told correctly only, but the way of telling is different. How? Because see, encapsulation, it's a process of binding a, a state with a behavior. Right? State means a variable, behavior means a method. So through encapsulation, we'll be able to achieve data hiding. So we'll be able to achieve a privacy for the attributes. That's it. And you can achieve a private attributes with the help of a getter and setter methods. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys. Yes, Samiksha. Samiksha went. Okay, I was about to ask one question for you. Okay. Okay, guys. So, can you tell me what is a polymorphism? You have to explain in depth. What is polymorphism? Anyone? What is polymorphism? Can you tell me what is polymorphism? Anyone? Remember, if you're doing mistake also, it's okay. I'm here to correct you. Try to answer the question. Be courageous. Answer the question. Tell me what is polymorphism? Yes, Samiksha?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, polymorphism is the second principle of OOPS concept. And polymorphism means one object when it exhibits when it exhibits more than one form with the same name, then we call it as polymorphism. And ma'am, there are two types of polymorphism, that is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. In compile time polymorphism, it happens when if binding is achieved during the compile time only. And in runtime polymorphism, binding happens during a runtime or execution. So that is it, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Very, very good. See, guys, this is the thing. If I tell, you will not remember. When your friend tells you, okay, you will remember it very sharply. So, whenever one of your friend is answering the question, have all your ears. I mean, you have 2 years only. Keep your 2 years on the answer. Okay. So, yes, that's good. Now, can anyone tell me how we can achieve compile time polymorphism? How can we achieve compile time polymorphism? With what and all members we can achieve? Anyone? So many are there. 14 people are there. You can answer. Yes, Samiksha.
Yes, ma'am. So compile time polymorphism, we can achieve compile type polymorphism in 5 ways. The first one is method overloading. The second one is constructor overloading. Then we have method shadowing, and we can go for variable shadowing. And then there is operator on load overloading also, but this doesn't, the operator overloading is not supported in Java. So ma'am, we don't use it. So basically there will be 4 types only. 4 ways of compile time polymorphism.
Yes. What about runtime?
Ma'am, runtime has ma'am, it has dynamic binding, and we can achieve runtime through method overloading. Sorry, ma'am, method
Yes.
overriding. Sorry, it's method
Yes.
overriding.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Amisha, that's correct. Okay. So method overriding. Using method overriding, okay, we shall go for runtime polymorphism. Okay. So runtime polymorphism is also called as dynamic polymorphism because the changes which we see happens during runtime or during execution time. So that is why we call it as a runtime polymorphism. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me what is inheritance and the types of inheritance? Just you can name it. What is inheritance and the types of inheritance? Anyone? Yes, Preeti?
Ma'am, now can you hear me, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah, means inheriting the one class to from base class to uh, means parent class is called as inheritance. There are 4 types: single level, multi level.
No, Preeti, you're confused.
Inheriting.
See, Preeti, you're confused. You're telling it in reverse. Remember and tell the correct answer.
Uh, Inheriting the derived class from the base class is called inheritance.
Really?
Really?
Okay, so you should. Okay. So, inheritance means acquiring all the properties of parent class from the child class. You can call it as from superclass to subclass. Okay. And you told derived. So, is the derived class and the subclass same? Yes, Sanket? Is derived class and subclass same? Yes, tell me. Derived and sub are same?
No, ma'am. Actually, it's quite maybe different because the subclass
Okay.
is child class, and derived means it is actually inherited from the parent class.
Okay. So, see, guys. Okay. 1 second, be here. See guys, sometimes what you derived class, super class. So what you guys use is you can use a parent class and a child class. Okay, or a super class and a subclass. Maximum go for super and sub, because if you try to use some other words, no, you might get confused. So better, the best thing is you can go for parent or child or super or the sub class. So you can have a link S and S. So you're acquiring all the properties and behavior from parent class to child class. This is called as inheritance. Now, can any one of you tell me what are the members which are not inherited? What are the members which are not inherited from parent to child during inheritance?
Ma'am, private and constructors.
Okay, so private members and constructors. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, guys. Yes. Okay. So, what is that one type of inheritance where we face a diamond problem? What is that inheritance, Akint?
Hierarchical inheritance, ma'am.
Really? Yes, Samiksha, what is that inheritance where we find a diamond problem?
Ma'am, in multiple inheritance, there is
Yes,
diamond
very
problem.
yes. One second. So people don't get confused between multi-level and a multiple inheritance. Multi-level means different levels of inheritance. Multiple means one one child inheriting two, I mean more than one parent, that is two parent classes in the same level. Okay, that is called as multiple. There we get a diamond problem. Yes, Samiksha, you can carry on. So you can tell me why we get the diamond problem also. You can explain.
Ma'am, diamond problem happens when there is like same method with the same method signature, and when there is two methods with same method signature, and there is a child class. So child class, it for the child class, it's get very ambiguous that whom the compiler is calling, and it gets confused. So this happens due to ambiguity, and this is the diamond problem, ma'am.
Yes, Samiksha, that's correct. Okay, so what happens when two parent has the same method? Okay, and when child is trying to inherit the method, I mean obviously if it is inheriting, in case if it is inheriting, if you're accessing a method of that parent class, we will not know from which class that method will be taken, right? And it is not allowed in Java also. One class accessing two classes, it's not there. So one class can access only one class. That means one class always can inherit one class only. So because of this, multiple inheritance is not there. Here we have a diamond problem because of that. So your compiler also gets confused whom to call in case in that situation. Compiler also gets confused. That confusion where compiler gets is called as an ambiguity. So this is about your diamond problem. Okay. Yes, Samiksha, that's correct. Okay. Yes, Sanket. Okay. Can you tell me how to solve this diamond problem and where do we solve this diamond problem?
Ma'am, actually, I don't recall it now.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, let us go for the next one. Okay, so we are done with inheritance. Now, here, can you tell me the difference between this keyword and a super keyword? This keyword and a super keyword. Yes, Preeti?
Ma'am, this keyword will refers to that current method, and super keyword will refer to that current class.
No.
Hello.
Yes, Sanket? Yes, Sanket?
Actually, this statement is used to call the constructor
No,
for the
it's not
same
a
class
this
actually.
statement, this keyword.
Yes,
This
this
keyword.
keyword. Yes,
Yeah.
this keyword actually used to call the constructor for the same class. But while we calling this super keyword, the constructor of the means parent class also be accessible. Also, it represents actual child instance for the child class. This keyword is used for the representation of the instance for the child class. And while we go for the super keyword, it represents the actual instance for the parent class.
No. You're telling the difference between this call statement and a super call statement. For the this call statement, super call statement, this is the correct answer. But there is only one difference between this keyword and a super keyword. I'm asking you about keywords, not about the call statement. You told answer for the this call statement and a super call statement. Where this call statement is used to call the constructors of the same class, and super call statement is used to call the constructor of the parent class. Yes, so difference between this super keyword and this keyword I'm asking you.
Ma'am, uh, this keyword will call within the class, and the super keyword access the method of parent class.
Not only method, all the names.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's correct. Good. So what happens is this keyword stores the currently executing object address, and it is accessible only inside the same class. This keyword is used to access the, it will store the currently executing object address, and you can access this keyword only within the class. Within the class only. That too, you can access only non-static members. Both this and super, you can access only non-static. Next. Super keyword is used to access the parent class members. Doesn't matter if it is a method or a variable, okay, or a single line initializer. This, super keyword is used to access or used to call parent. You can actually call, but it is used to access a parent class members. That is why you use super keyword. Okay. So guys, next be here itself. I'm gonna ask you some more questions. Okay. Okay. So why we can't achieve 100% abstraction in a abstraction?
Abstraction. What is the reason?
Yes, anyone?
Yes, anyone?
Ma'am, due to concrete
methods.
Due to?
Due to?
Ma'am, in abstract method, we cannot create the object.
Okay.
Abstract class.
Okay,
And it cannot extend also, ma'am. Only it can define. Only declare. It can't define. So.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's
No, that's not the correct.
You told correct answer, but you're getting confused again. You told correct answer only. The reason, see, abstraction means, it's a process of hiding whatever is not necessary and showing whatever is necessary. Like hiding the implementation and showing only the functionality to the user is called as abstraction. Fine. Now, abstraction you can achieve through the abstract classes and the abstract methods, right? In an abstract class, it's not necessary that you need to have only abstract methods. But if you have an abstract method in a class, it is mandatory to make that class as an abstract. Okay, these are some rules you guys can go through. Next. The only reason why we can't achieve 100% abstraction in abstraction is the allowance of concrete methods. Concrete methods are the methods which give implementation for the abstract methods. And it also means that the method with the blocks. Okay, the method with the blocks are the methods are called as concrete methods or concrete blocks, which should not be present in an abstract class. But in an abstraction, it is there. You are able to write a non-static method directly with implementation you can do. So we can't achieve 100% abstraction in abstraction. Okay. Now can you tell me what is the solution for it? Anyone?
Anyone?
How to achieve
How to achieve 100%
abstraction?
abstraction?
ma'am.
Okay, anyone can give a request because I'm getting lots of background noise. So anyone can give a request and you can answer the question. Yes, how can we achieve 100% abstraction? Yes, correct. That is through the interface only, but how? This is the reason. You can achieve, you can achieve. You know that answer, but tell me what is that? Be quick. Yes, guys, how can you achieve 100% abstraction in an interface? You already told the answer. In the question only answer is there. Whatever previous answer you told, no, the drawback. Ayyo, no, implementation is... Oh God, you are getting confused, guys. Don't get confused. Tell the answer properly. Yes, Ankit?
Ma'am, with the multiple implementation, we can achieve the 100% abstraction. But
No. That is not true. See, okay. Listen everyone. See, two things we will achieve if you go for interface. One thing is we will achieve diamond problem. Diamond problem solution we will get. Second thing is we will achieve 100% abstraction. Don't get confused. This is where you will get confused. Don't get confused. Okay. So as well as multiple inheritance you can achieve. That means you can overcome diamond problem. That is the two things you will get if you go for an interface. First thing is, how can you achieve 100% abstraction is by not allowing concrete blocks or concrete methods in an interface. The methods without the blocks are the method which are achieve multiple inheritance in an interface. Yes, how can you achieve multiple inheritance in an interface? Someone told the right answer obviously here. They told. Yes, tell me. Okay. So what happens is one interface can inherit n number of interfaces at the same time. One interface can inherit n number of interfaces at the same time, and interface to interface is extends. Class to class is extends, but a class to interface is implements. Class to interface is implement. So a class can inherit an interface, but the interface can't inherit a class. Now, can you tell me why you can't inherit a class to an interface? Why you can't inherit a class into an interface? Okay, I will tell you. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. Okay, till interface, everything is clear, Preeti? Only interface is confusing? Before interface, everything is clear? Okay. So we have left has a user relationship. That also, yeah, we will do that also. Okay, see, the reason why we have to go for interface. Okay, the reason why we have to go for interface is, first thing is to achieve 100% abstraction. To achieve 100% abstraction. Second thing is to achieve multiple inheritance. To achieve multiple inheritance. So 100% abstraction you can get in an interface by avoiding concrete methods. By avoiding concrete blocks or concrete methods inside an interface. So inside an interface, you can't write any method with a implementation. That means you are completely avoiding concrete blocks. If you are mentioning concrete blocks inside an interface, you'll get a compiled error. So you are avoiding concrete blocks. By avoiding concrete blocks or concrete methods, we can achieve 100% abstraction. That is one thing. Next thing is multiple inheritance. So how we can achieve multiple inheritance is a class, two class, two parent class are getting inherited into the child class. So parent 1, parent 2, child C. C extends either P1 or P2. Any one can be there. Okay. But in here, if you're trying to inherit two classes at the same time, it is not possible. You'll achieve a diamond problem. The problem is compiler is getting confused. If you have a same method in a P1 and a P2, same method you have, you're creating an object for the child C, C.M1 method you're calling. Now compiler surely get confused. This is just a scenario, okay? It will not happen actually. It is just a scenario because a class can inherit only one class at a time. Suppose if this is happening, class C.M1 method, you will not know, your compiler also is getting confused whether we have to go for parent 1 or parent 2, because parent 1, parent 2 are having the same methods. Parent 1, parent 2 are having the same method. So here obviously child will get confused. When child is getting confused, compiler by default, compiler is also getting confused. Compiler getting confused whether to choose a method from this parent 1 or parent 2 is called as ambiguity. Okay, ambiguity. So ambiguity is just a confusion which is happening to the compiler to choose whether to choose whether this M1 or M1, this M1, okay, into this child C. And this issue is called as diamond problem. Compiler getting confused is ambiguity, but this issue is called as a diamond problem. This diamond problem can be avoided or can be overcome with an interface, because one interface can inherit enormous amount of interfaces at the same time. N number of interfaces. There is no limit. One interface can inherit n number of interfaces at the same time. Yes, by using implement, this problem will be solved. Yes, next we will see that. So interface can extend any number of interfaces at the same time. And your class, okay, like that we solved domain problem. Now a class can extend one class. Class C extends C1 and implements all the interfaces. So if you have interface I1, interface I2, interface I3, interface I4. So class C extends C1 because a class can inherit one class at a time. Class C inherits one class at a time. So class C extends C1, implements I1, implements I2, implements I1, I2, I3, I4. So how you can write is C extends C1, okay, implements I1, I2, I3, I4. If many are there, you can go on. So like this, we have solved a diamond problem in an interface. I hope you guys are clear now. Everybody is clear? Understood? Understood why we have to go for interface? Okay. So, yes. And there are some more reasons why you can why you can't get a diamond problem. Okay, there are few reasons you can get. If you study the notes, you will surely get the reasons are also mentioned. First reason is you can't, when you're inheriting one interface to another interface, there is no constructors. You already know for interface we can't create object. First reason, there is no constructors. Okay, there is no constructors, and you can't inherit a static methods in an interface. From one interface to another interface, you can't inherit static methods. You can write static methods, but you can't inherit static methods. Okay. So yeah, these are the two main reasons which you have to know. Okay. So you don't have a constructors because you can't create an object. Okay. And you can't inherit a static method from one interface to another interface. Okay. These are two main reasons, and go through the notes. Okay. So after this, now can you tell me what is a relationship? Anyone? What is a relationship? Relationship. When I asked you question earlier, when I was doing concept, you guys only told the answer. I remember. Just tell me what is a relationship in your Java? Yes, Sanket, what is a relationship?
Ma'am, the connection between the two objects called as a relationship.
Yes, correct. So, the connection or association between two objects. Okay? Between two objects is called as relationship. Now, can anyone tell me what are the two types of relationships? Anyone? Two types of relationships.
Has a relationship and is a relationship.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
correct.
Okay. So two types of relationships are has a and is a. Now, can you tell me what is a has a relationship? Anyone?
Ma'am, yeah, in Hazer relationship means if the one object is depend on the another object, it's called as an Hazer relationship. And based
Yes.
on that, there will the aggregation and composition are the two factors comes in Hazer relationships.
Yes. Correct. Yes, Sanket. Correct. Okay. So has a relationship means one object depending on other object is called as has a relationship. Based on the dependencies, because we don't know how much it is dependent. So based on the dependencies, we have two types. That is aggregation and a composition. Composition means where one object is dependent on other object only, but they can't live without each other. They can't live without each other is called as a composition. And and one object is dependent on another object and they can live without each other. They are dependent, but they can live without each other is called as aggregation. And the composition is denoted with the filled diamond. Okay, aggregation is denoted with the empty diamond. Okay, so need example to okay, fine. So I told you an example of car and engine, I remember, right? So okay, 1 second. Okay, so guys, car and engine. Okay, we shall take car and a engine. So engine is needed by the car. Car can survive without engine. It can live, but both are dependent. See, both are dependent by default. Both are dependent, but a car in future obviously it needs engine, but in future you might get cars practically not possible, but you might get a cars without engine, and currently engines are necessary. So here engine is dependent on car. So if engine is fully dependent on car, it is called as composition. Okay, if engine object dependent on car object fully is called as composition. If it is not dependent fully, if it is not dependent, we shall take it as a aggregation. Level of dependency, how much is the dependency? Based on that we have aggregation and a composition. Aggregation means one object is dependent on another object, but they can live without each other. Composition means one object is dependent on another object and they can't live without each other. Suppose for the aggregation, if you take composition, you can take this example where car and engine, or human and oxygen. You can take human and oxygen, or human and a plants you can take. So you can take human and animals. So human, I mean oxygen and animals. Oxygen and animals. See, animals exhibit carbon dioxide and plants need oxygen. So okay, what we'll do is, okay, we shall take this as a plants and animals. See, in this pyramid of the pyramid of the life on the earth, so obviously one animal eats another animal, but here animals and plants we are having. So here both plants and animals are dependent on each other. So see, animals exhibit carbon dioxide, plants exhibit oxygen. Plants exhibits oxygen. So animals need oxygen. Plants need carbon dioxide to make their food. Using sunlight and the carbon dioxide using the process of photosynthesis, the plants make their food. Now here, if you're seeing, animals need oxygen, but plants can also live on sunlight without carbon dioxide. They need carbon dioxide, but they can live. Okay, so here you can take animal and plants as a like they're fully dependent. Okay, you can take it as a okay composition. You can take it as a composition because they can't live without each other. trees, plants, and human beings or animals, whatever the human species which is having a movement or which is walking on this earth. Okay, even plants walk, but under the ground. So here, see, now you can tell me, is animals dependent on plants or plants dependent on animals? Is animals dependent on plants or plants dependent on animals? They can't live without each other. That's correct. There is a composition. Animals dependent on plants. Animals can eat other animals and can live. Plants can't eat other plants and live. Yes. Animals can eat other animals and can live. Plants can't eat another plants and live. So here we can take it as a composition where they can't live without each other. Composition, they can't live without each other. Okay. So animals, you can take it as plants depending on animals. Only carnivorous animals, man. Okay. We shall take it as okay. So what are you telling? Animals depend on plants. Animals depend on plants. You're telling. Okay, no problem. We can take it. So animals is depending on plants. Okay. See, if you see in real life, plants and animals are dependent on each other for the food and for the air. So they are interdependent. They're dependent on each other, and they can't live without each other. They can't live without each other. So here has a relationships is there, but the level of dependency is composition where they can't live without each other. Okay. Now let us take one mobile and a earphone. Now you tell me, do mobile and earphone has a relationship? Has a relationship, mobile and earphone? Mobile and earphone has a relationship? Yes. Okay. What kind of relationship they have? Yes, aggregation. See, you take a earphone, whenever you want, you can insert into mobile. Right? Whenever you want, you can insert that into a mobile. So, here, there is a relationship between mobile and a earphone, earpods, or whatever nowadays you're getting. So, earphone and mobile, they are dependent on each other. See, if you want to listen to songs, you can plug in the earphone into mobile. You can plug in earphone into mobile, and if you don't want, you can remove it also. So here, yes, without earphone, mobile can stay, and without mobile, earphone also can stay. This is the irony here. See here, without mobile, earphone also can stay, and without earphone, mobile also can stay. They are dependent on each other. They are dependent on each other sometimes, and they will stay without each other also. They will stay, or they can stay without each other. Okay, and this is called as aggregation. It's called as aggregation. Okay, so I hope you guys understood the difference between aggregation and a composition. Everybody understood? You guys got it? Okay, guys, that's good. Yes, I'm yes. Next concept is that only. Yes, we're going towards that. Okay, so guys, what do you mean by early instantiation and a late instantiation? Anyone? Early instantiation and a late instantiation. Anyone? Early and late instantiation? Anybody? Okay. Okay, so this is where you guys stand. So see, it's very difficult if you are like this. At least you should know what is that. So try to study, okay? Okay, I will tell you. See, early and late instantiation means early instantiation you will achieve how? See, suppose you have two classes. Okay, you have two classes. earphone and a mobile class. Earphone is dependent on mobile, but not fully. It can live without each other. Now, since earphone is dependent on mobile, you can mention a has a relationship in a way that inside mobile you can mention earphone E semicolon. So this is how you achieve a has a relationship. Okay, this is how you achieve a has a relationship. Now after this, now how do you initialize the dependent object? How do you initialize? Okay, how do you initialize the dependent object is the concept now. Okay, so to initialize the dependent object, you have two ways. Okay, we have two ways of initializing it. So first way is early instantiation. Second way is late or lazy instantiation. What do you mean by early instantiation? See, you are mentioning this dependent object inside the constructor. You're mentioning this dependent object E inside a constructor, and while creating an object for mobile, earphone object also gets created by default. When you're creating an object for mobile, because you have mentioned this earphone in the constructor, while you're creating an instance for mobile, the instance for earphone also gets created. Okay, next. So here, this is how you achieve a early instantiation. Now late instantiation, late or lazy instantiation means here you will not mention this dependent object inside the constructor. You will not do it. What you will do it, you will create one method. Okay, in the method, in the place of formal argument, you will mention this earphone E. So why do you do like that? See, because whenever we want, we can call method. But for initializing an object, see, for creating an object, you need a constructor. When you mention the dependent object in the constructor for early instantiation, when you're creating an object for mobile, earphone also gets created because you have mentioned the variable of earphone E. So that is happening in early. Now later lazy means you can mention inside a method. Inside a method, you can mention that earphone E. Why you're doing that? Because you can call method whenever you want. Lazy means like that only. See, it's like whenever you want, you can do the work. That is called as laziness. Okay, it's like, okay, no problem, I will do today. Okay, no problem, tomorrow I'll do. Then tomorrow comes, okay, problem. No problem, we shall go, we shall do it after that, tomorrow, day after tomorrow we can do. What you're doing that. Whenever you want, you're doing the work. Here also, if you're mentioning that earphone inside a method, whenever you want, you can call this method and you can create an instance for earphone. Whenever you want, you can call the method and you can create an object for earphone. This is how you achieve late or lazy instantiation. Okay, so I hope you guys got the difference between early and late instantiation. Everybody understood? You guys got it? That's it. If you have studied notes, no, if you've gone through notes, it will be good actually. Super. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. Okay, so usually what happens, most of the time, if you are going for composition, go for early instantiation. Okay, go for early instantiation. Method sharding. Okay, I will tell you about that. See, most of the time what we follow is, if you are going for early instantiation, I mean, if you are going for composition, go for early instantiation. Most of the time, you can go for early, you can go for late also. But if it is a composition, go for early instantiation, because in early instantiation, when you are creating one object like mobile, earphone object also gets created by default. That is an early instantiation. But when you're going for aggregation, you can go for late or lazy instantiation, because whenever you want, you are calling that method. Okay, that is why. So remember this, when you're going for composition, go for early instantiation. When you're going for aggregation, go for late instantiation, lazy instantiation. Okay, so method sharding is very simple. See, method sharding means parent class, once again, parent class method and a child class both have static methods with same method signature. With the same method signature. Okay. Method shadowing means parent class method and a child class method will have, they both should be static. The both methods of the parent and method of a child, they should have same methods with all the same signature. Everything should be same in the method declaration statement. So a method whose constructor is, whose signature is same in parent class also and child class also, and is called as method shadowing. So how you achieve method shadowing is by mentioning and by creating a static method here. In implementation, you can give anything. Okay, within the blocks you can write anything, but the method declaration, that means the signature of the method remains the same. A parent and the child class have same static method. Same static method with the same signature is called as method shadowing. And method shadowing happens during compile time polymorphism, because if you create an instance of P, you can access only this method. If you create an instance of C, you can access only this method. This is not a runtime polymorphism. This is a compile time. Binding is already done. That means this method is already binded to this class C. This method has already binded to the class P. You can't change it. Whatever you do upcasting, downcasting, whatever you do, you'll not be able to get out of it. You'll be able to access only those methods which are being binded to that class. So this is about the method shadowing. Okay. Yes, Sanket, got it? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, next question. Okay, we'll go for the next one. Okay. Okay. Can you guys tell me what is an array? Anyone? What is an array? Anyone tell me what is an array?
Hello.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, tell me what is an array?
Ma'am, arrays means
Means
continuous
continuous
blocks
blocks
of
of
memory,
memory,
which is used
which
to
is
store
used to
the
Storing
store the
multiple
multiple
value in a
Anyone, because three voices are audible. Anyone? Okay. Yes. Okay, okay, Sanket, 1 second.
Get one
Yes,
second.
Preeti.
Yes, Pradeep.
storing multiple value in a variable in array without declaring each by each. It will store in a variable. Instead of declaring multiple times, we can declare in one time. It's
Yes.
called array.
Yes.
It is called array.
Okay. So what you told is right only, but it is not the definition. What you told is correct. We are creating an array just by declaring a variable with the array symbol, and we can store enormous amount of elements there. Okay. 1 second, I'm getting a call. Okay, so here what happens is array means it's just a continuous blocks of memory. Okay, array is a continuous block of memory. That's all is an array. And array contains only homogeneous elements. Means array should contains only same type of elements. And array size should be declared before having elements. Okay, array size should be declared. During declaration only the size of the array should be given. After declaring the size, you can't add or you can't remove elements dynamically. You can't do it. Okay, so this is about array. Okay, this is about a array. Array is just a continuous block of memory. And in array you can only contain, you can only have an homogeneous elements. You can't have heterogeneous elements in an array. You should have only homogeneous elements. and the size of an array should be declared while declaring an array. Okay, size of the array should be given or mentioned while declaring a array. Okay, so yes, so this is about array, and go through all array programs. We have done so many array programs. Go through all the array programs. Okay, so maybe after this part 3 test, like after the final assessment, you might have one programming class for 3 weeks. It might run 1 month or 3 weeks. It might run parallelly. Programming class will be there. Okay, hash code equals method. Okay, 1 second, I will do it. So programming class will be there after this. So make sure you eat your trainer's head most. Ask multiple questions. Here we are able to cover everything, but there are still some more questions like interview questions and all. We might not be able to cover that. There in the programming class, your trainer will be covering all the interview questions, all possible questions they'll be covering. Okay. Is class, no, I might conduct and I might not conduct, because I don't know if the students will be you or it might be different person. So here most of the time even here will not be able to cover 100% programs, because we have to concentrate on theory and as a programs. So it's a good thing that you get a programming class. You can actually do good in a programming class. You can attend programming class also, and you can explore the concepts. Okay, next. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is an object? I mean object class. What is an object class? Anyone? What is an object class?
Ma'am, object is a ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, tell me, Samiksha.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, object is a class that is defined in Java.lang package, and ma'am, it is the supermost parent class for all the classes.
Yes. And
And ma'am, it extends internally every object class, ma'am.
no.
Ma'am, that is all I remember.
Okay, no problem. See, object class is a supermost class. That is, it's like a guard for all the classes. Whatever class it is, whether it's a user defined or a inbuilt, whatever it is, every class inherits object class. That means every class extends object class. Every class extends object class. Okay. Now, what happens is, so it will not contain behavior. No, Preeti, you're getting really confused.
Preeti.
So listen.
No.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, see, object is the supermost parent class for all the classes. There is no class beyond object. Object is the first class. It is the supermost parent for all the classes. From the object class only all the classes are derived. Okay, so object class is a supermost class where you will find 11 non-static methods. Okay, object class contains 11 non-static methods, in which we have already learned 3. That is toString, equals, and a hash code. Right? toString, equals, and a hash code. Now, can anyone of you tell me briefly, like, what is toString? How can we override it? Why we have to override it? About toString, equals, and hash code? Anyone?
Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Yes, Samiksha?
Ma'am, toStrings, ma'am, it returns reference of object or address of the object, ma'am. And ma'am, then ma'am, toString is implemented in the object class, and it will generate of like fake address of the object.
Yes.
And ma'am,
You should not tell
then
fake.
Yes, ma'am.
Because address is address. We know it's a fake, but when you're
Yes.
telling, you should not tell it's a fake. Yeah.
Okay.
It's for the security purpose, or Java does like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you know about equals and hash code?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can explain in lame terms.
Come again?
Ma'am, I can explain in lame terms, ma'am.
Means?
Ma'am, like I don't remember it fully, but I can explain.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can
E-
explain.
Okay, ma'am. So equals method will, ma'am, like it will compare or check the memory address when it is not overridden. But ma'am, when it is overridden, then it will compare the data of the object. Ma'am, whatever the data is contained in the object, it will compare and then it will give the result true or false. And ma'am, hash code method, ma'am, hash code generates, ma'am, whenever there is like ma'am, same objects or ma'am, there is same data, hash code will generate some unique code for that, ma'am.
Yes, you're absolutely correct, Samiksha. 100% correct. Yeah, you told the correct answer only. So don't doubt yourself. Just tell whatever you know. Because I think you already have studied. Okay. See, the thing why we have to go for toString is if you print a reference variable, you will get the address. Okay, you will get the address if you print a reference variable usually. So when you are printing address, toString is by default called. ToString is by default implemented while it is taken into use while printing a reference. So toString, when you're printing a reference, will give you the address of the object. It is not the real address of the object. It's some other address of the object. It is address. That is how address will be, but it's not the exact address. It will just give like a possible address of the object. So what you have to do is you have to override toString, and you have to give an implementation in such a way that the return type of toString is string. So you have to return the data in the form of string type only. So you can return the states of an object. That means you can return data of the object or the variable with the data you can return, but you have to return in the form of string type. So that is why we go for a toString. So equals, yeah, you told correctly. Equals why we override, because multiple objects will have a same data. To know if multiple objects are having same data, we will go for overriding equals. Before overriding, equals behaves as a equal to operator, and it will behave as a, it will compare the references of the objects. But after overriding, equals method, it will compare the objects and it will give true by comparing the states of the objects. So before overriding, equals methods compares the addresses of the object, but after overriding, equals method compares the states of the object. Okay, what about others? Is my voice breaking, all of you? Is my voice breaking? No. Okay. So what happens is equals method before overriding, it will compare the address of object. Okay, guys. Now, if you are overriding, then you can compare the states of the object irrespective of whatever object is there. You can still compare the states of the object, and when you are using that in a equals method, you will get a true because the states of the objects is same. That is why we go for equals. Now we shall also go for hash code, because see, if you are overriding equals, then it's a compulsory you have to go for hash code. Okay, so hash code, why you go and override? Because see, hash code will return a unique integer ID. Okay, hash code, my internet issue, please explain again. Okay, sure. See, toString you heard, Preeti? toString you heard? toString you heard, Preeti? Or should I tell? Okay, one more time, no problem. See, toString you have to override, because whenever you print a reference variable of an object, toString is implicitly called and it will print the address of the object. We don't want address. It is not a real address. You can't do anything with that. So we will go for overriding the toString, and while overriding in the implementation part, in the method body of the toString, we will return a data of the object. Okay, attribute or the data of the object we will return. Like that, you can override toString. By overriding toString, we can implement that. Second one is equals. Before overriding, equals behaves as a equal to operator, and it will compare the addresses of the object. But after overriding, it will compare the states of the object, that is data of the object. It doesn't matter whatever the object is. If the two objects contain the same data, then it will give true. Then it will give true, or else it will give false. Lastly, go for hash code. Hash code, before overriding, it will generate a unique ID for every object. Hash code, before overriding, it will generate a unique ID, a unique integer ID for every object. But after overriding, it will compare the states, or they compare the data of the object, and it will for the objects which are containing the same data together, it will create one unique integer ID. For the objects which are containing the same data together, it will give one unique integer ID, meaning all those objects have same data. Okay, so this is why we'll go for overriding toString equals and a hash code. Is it clear, everyone? Why we have to override toString equals and hash code? Okay. So in part 2, you have strings. Strings you already know. I've asked you questions about that also. Strings is fine. Okay, next what we have? Okay. Now, can you tell me the difference between comparable and a comparator interface? Anybody? Difference between comparable and a comparator interface. Anyone? Difference between comparable and a comparator interface. Okay. See, in a comparable interface, first of all, comparable interface is a functional interface. At least tell me why comparable interface and comparator interface is called as a functional interface. Why? What is the reason we call both as a functional interface? Anyone? Yeah, we do have those methods. Yes, Samiksha?
Yes, ma'am, because they have like only one abstract method, so that is why they are called
Yes,
functional interface.
absolutely correct. See, we have only one abstract method, both in the comparable interface also and comparator interface also. In comparable interface, which is from the java.lang package, we have a method called as compare to method, which will compare only one attribute at a time. And you can sort it with the help of a arrays.sort method. A static sort method we have from the arrays class. So we have to import arrays only, and you have to access arrays.sort. You have to pass the variable of the array. Then it will sort out whichever object you have taken, whatever the attribute you have taken. Okay, for comparing only that attribute, you will be able to sort out. The drawback is, here you can only sort out only one attribute. You will not be able to sort out many attributes. And if it is not of comparable type, if the attributes are not of comparable type, then obviously you will get a class cast exception. You will not be able to do it. So to overcome all the problems, here we will go for comparator interface. Comparator interface is present in java.util package. We have to import it. So after importing, we shall override it, and it will compare the current object with the past object, just like compare method only. But here, for comparing every attribute, we can compare all the attributes here. But how we can do it? For every attribute, we have to create a separate class, and we have to override compare method. We have to override compare method, and every time for every class, we have to call the arrays.sort method, where in the first part we are passing the reference variable, and the second part we are passing the instance of that class. So like this, we are able to sort all the attributes. Okay. So that is it, guys, and I will see you guys on Monday. Okay, do good, perform well. Okay, perform neatly, and don't get scared. You know you don't know any questions, it's okay, come back later, do it. First solve the questions which you know, first attend the questions which you know. Before submitting, go back, check if you have attended everything or not. Then if you don't know the answer, don't copy, select whatever you know. Okay, okay guys, that's it for today. I hope all the concepts part is clear for you. Okay, and yes, all the best for you. Design is very easy, questions are very easy if you would have studied. Okay, so that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you guys in Monday. So tomorrow 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. you guys have a test. Make sure you study and come. Okay, do be honest. Okay guys,